Hello, and welcome to today's esoteric collective reading. I hope you all are having a beautiful day today. Today we're going to do something that's slightly different. We're going to do a pick a pile, but this time both of the piles are in the same video. This means that you could choose to watch both piles, choose to watch one or the other, so be it. But right now, feel free to meditate on the art you're seeing currently in front of you. These are two cards from my All of You's Magic deck. It's an oracle deck. Any of the decks used will be listed in the description below, so feel free to check them out on your own leisure. However, feel free to take some time, pause the video if you need to, and meditate on the imagery and see which of the piles that you feel may be for you. And I'll see you on the other side. Hello, Pile 1. We're going to start today by reading your All of You's Magic card on the back. I hope you enjoyed the art in the beginning of the video. Your card states, whenever you find yourself thinking no one understands, know that someone, somewhere, is having the exact same thought. You are not alone. Ritual. Visualize yourself having a conversation with someone who is going through what you're experiencing. What would you tell them? I don't know if you can hear that, but in the background a siren just went off. So this idea that maybe you're going through quite a bit of a rough patch right now, possibly feeling like you need some help, possibly the help of outside assistance, whether it be just having somebody listen to you, or possibly needing physical assistance, whether it be in your material or literally in your body, you just need somebody to help you get out of bed every day. Whatever be your situation right now, I want you to know that, as the card states, you are not alone. There is currently over 8 billion people on this earth. The statistical anomaly that you would be experiencing something that nobody else has before is, honestly, I want to be nice when I say this, but kind of ridiculous, you know? Yes, we can say that maybe you're experiencing something that somebody 20, 30, 40, 100 years ago hasn't experienced. That, I would say, you could say pretty well. But there are so many people experiencing this version of time, this version of reality that we're currently living, that the idea that you're alone in whatever feeling you're feeling about your said reality doesn't make sense. In a way that hopefully brings a little bit of sunshine to your day. This idea that originality is not necessarily what I'm talking about here, because you have your own original take on your experience, but your experience is a shared one. The idea of I'm trying to think of a thing. I'll do a very basic example. So I like punk music, I like metal music, I like emo. That massive amounts of genres of music that I'm gonna lump into one big genre, even though that's not technically how you're supposed to do that, and I do apologize. But this idea that I like that genre of music, and I might have certain opinions on a certain song in that genre, whereas my mother, for example, will have an entirely different opinion on the same song. In that moment of time, we're both experiencing that song. We're both having that same shared experience, and yet the thing that makes our experience original, that makes us original beings and souls, is our opinions and our deductions, our hot takes and what have you on said song. So we're going to get into the tarot deck. We're going to pull and see what does this collective for pile 1 need to hear. Automatically I got strength. So yes, this idea that having the strength to reach out for a friend if you need it, having the strength to ask about other people's experiences to see if you can relate to them in some way, having the strength to understand that you are not alone. And as I do that, I say that, a card comes out, and it's the Tower. Tower card can be kind of scary, and I want to make sure that you know that it doesn't necessarily need to be scary. The idea of the Tower card is that there's a complete change. This idea that the foundation of what once wasn't necessarily as stable as it should have been, so the tower collapses. However, we rebuild. We're humans, we're imaginative, we create, so we rebuild. And so we create a new tower where the old one had fallen. I honestly talk about this in a very literal manner a lot for my job. If you don't know, I'm a ghost tour guide in my local city. And I talk a lot about how there are physical buildings that have been torn down and been rebuilt multiple times because of different circumstances, frankly. And this idea that during this tower moment in your life, when there seems to be a complete upheaval of just destruction and reconstruction, knowing that you have the strength to get through it, you have the strength to feel through it, to not shut yourself off to feeling emotions in this time. You have the strength to reach out for friends if you need it. I'm seeing justice on the bottom of the deck. So automatically you've already got 3 major arcanas. This idea that what is coming towards you, whether it be change or a rapid ascension or just maybe a relocation, it's for the best timeline for version of you. It's for the best version of your future. It's for the best. And that might be really hard to hear right now, especially what the circumstances are. This is a collective reading. Please, if you're going through something that feels a little bit too much and this reading doesn't resonate, please take some time to sit with yourself and make sure that you're okay. And feel free to click away. But if you're going through something right now that seems a little bit confusing, possibly even scary, know that you have the sense of strength and the sense of justice to get through this. You know what is right and wrong for you. You know how you can get through the day. And how if you need to re-up from a friend, maybe you need to hang out with a friend to boost a little bit more of that, frankly, dopamine. Like, whatever you need. Also, I'm seeing 3 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, maybe it's reaching out to a friend in particular. This idea that you have what you need at your fingertips, even if it seems like you can't even find your hand. I use that metaphor because of the whole tower collapsing, right? This idea, like if we're going with the tower instead of my hand, you know how to get to the top of the tower, even if it looks like it's crumbling, because you've been through this before. And you know how to rebuild the tower after you've seen it fallen, even if it looks quite like a daunting task, seeing a bunch of rubble on the ground. But with your sense of strength and sense of justice, you are strong enough to be able to build a tower that is right for you for the future. I'm going to pull maybe 1 or 2 more cards on this, and then we're going to go to pile 2. Yeah, so I got Knight of Wands, but in reverse. There seems to be a sense of not feeling like you have the confidence to do this, especially since I put it over the Strength card. I want to re-emphasize that you have the strength to do this. You may not feel confident at the task, but you have the ability to do this. The Knight of Wands, traditionally when it's upright, is about almost like a haughty character in a way of having confidence and charisma that exudes. Also, I should say a knight are the action cards, and the Knight of Wands is typically one of the fastest ones. So having it be reversed, it could be that this is going to take less time than you think it's going to. Could also mean that this is something that builds your confidence during the journey, and so right now you might not feel up to the task. But as you go on rebuilding that tower after it's been destroyed, you build up a confidence that feels more stable, like a stable foundation of a tower. I'll pull 1 more card for y'all real quick. Yeah. Ace of Swords came out. So, this seems to be one of those journeys where, whether it be during the middle, beginning, or end of the journey of reconstructing this tower, you'll understand why this had to happen during the journey, if not at the end of the journey. You'll understand why this is happening. But right now, you might not. Part of this journey, it seems for you, is reinstalling this sense of strength and justice within yourself and your own abilities, so that way you can create a level of confidence that comes from an understanding of yourself, and not necessarily confidence that comes from arrogancy. This is for the best of you. And that is all for pile 1. I hope you enjoyed. We're going to go ahead and go straight into pile 2. Hello, pile 2. This is your card. I'm going to go straight into reading it for you. I hope you enjoyed the art at the beginning of the video. You are a beautiful place to call home. Home is where you sit. It is in the beats of your heart and the warmth of your hands. Ritual. Visualize a space in which every detail reflects something about you. Can you describe or sketch this place? What does it look, sound, or smell like? That's a fun card. I haven't gotten that one in this deck before. It's quite beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and go straight to pulling tarot on it, but while I pull tarot, take a couple of seconds to really sit with the message of this idea that you are a beautiful home. So 2 cards came out, but I'm going to show the second one first, which is 10 of Cups. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. This idea that, especially with the idea of a beautiful home, very much giving the idea, especially with that 10 of Cups, I'm going to keep pulling, but I get the vibe that you may or may not have not had a fantastic home life growing up. And right now, maybe you're an adult reinstilling that feeling of you are worthy of a family love, you're worthy of a home, you're worthy of safety. I just got Strength, which if you're resonating with this card, I would check out pile 1, as that card was quite a big theme in that last pile. But yeah, this idea that like you have the strength to believe in yourself, that you're worthy. You have the strength to believe that you are worthy of a family love. Whether that family love means that you're looking for a partner or perhaps you want kids in the future, you are worthy of that. And understanding that even if the past did not necessarily make you feel that way, that doesn't change the fact that you are worthy of love. And it's funny that I say romantic love, because then I drawed the Emperor. Now, the Emperor doesn't necessarily have to be a romance thing. The Emperor is all about taking charge in your life, making of what your life of what you want to, and being able to identify what opportunities are good opportunities for you and the people that you take care of, right? It's this idea of, like, if you think of an emperor of a country, they're delegating the tasks and such to make sure that they can do the best for their country as well as them as an individual. But they're not thinking just about themselves. They're thinking about the people that they are in charge of, people that they have to take care of, right? So this idea that whether it be you're looking for romantic love for hopefully a family life in the future, or maybe you're just identifying that you may have a possible shadow wound when it comes to the sense of family, this idea that familial love can be helpful and beneficial, healing in a way. Especially with that Wheel of Fortune being first, but then I wanted to pull the 10 of Cups, which when I will say that when that card flipping happened, I couldn't tell what the 10 of Cups was. It just kind of flipped in a weird way upright on my deck that I had horizontal when shuffling, and I was like, put that one down first, and then I went to go pick up the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like this idea that you maybe have experienced a familial love in the past that didn't feel like a Wheel of Fortune, and that Wheel of Fortune is now spinning in your favor, and you may be introduced to a new familial dynamic, possibly either through a romantic partner that you eventually have a familial with, or maybe it's more through a masculine figure in your life, and this idea of like found family. Maybe you find an individual who fulfills a father-like role in your life, you know? Once again, none of these cards are guaranteeing romance, but this idea that within a family there is a mom and dad, right? Or maybe a mom and a mom, or maybe a dad and a dad, or maybe a person and a person, a parent and a parent. Whatever your gender may be, we love all genders here. But I say this because there's usually a romantic relationship at the beginning of a family. So whether you're at that stage, or you're at the stage later on where you've already found your partner, and right now you're trying to establish what a good family looks like to you, what a good father/mother/parent is to you. I get the vibe, maybe you're trying to fulfill this role soon in your life. If not, maybe just planning for the future of what that would look like for you, you know? I think I said that was going to be the last card, but I'm going to pull one more just in case. I'm just feeling the vibe. But I will note that the Hierophant was in the bottom of the deck. So this idea of, I mean, Hierophant can be a marriage card, but also of like traditions and ethics, knowing what's good for you and what routines you can establish in your life to create a better you. However, the card that I pulled was Knight of Swords. I'm going to zoom out the camera a little bit, so if it shakes, I apologize, but I just want you to be able to see the full vision here. Which maybe that's what that Knight of Swords is about, this idea that you will soon see the full vision of what this familial love will look like for you, or possibly maybe a little bit of a glimpse into your future. Whether this be through meeting the father of your future kids or whatever, or maybe it just means being able to experience what it's like to have strength in a familial love. Regardless, this idea that, and I want to re-emphasize this card real quick, you are a beautiful place to call home. You are worthy of being called home. You are worthy of somebody feeling safe around you, just as you are also worthy of feeling safe around others. And this idea that community is incredibly beneficial towards the individual. You do not have to be a lone wolf. Nobody asked you to. So maybe, possibly, I almost said hopefully, so hopefully, possibly, maybe, just maybe, you might be given an opportunity soon to be able to experience that familial love, to be able to experience that idea of community bringing strength into your life. Yeah, that's it for pile 2. If you're still here, please feel free to check out my link tree, my YouTube description, and YouTube bio to help donate money to Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Yemen, and Haiti, as well as many more. Also, if you're an immigrant, particularly in the USA, I hope you're having a very beautiful day today, a very safe day. Excuse me, had a little bit of a frog in the throat for a second. And yeah, maybe you buy a tarot deck today. I don't know, just throwing that out there. Maybe you buy an oracle deck, but regardless, I hope you have a very safe... Excuse me, oh my goodness. Oh wow, okay, I'm burping today. Sorry. Anyways, regardless of your immigration status, please have a safe, beautiful day. I'm gonna go drink some water, and I hope you do too. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.